I was asked to spend an afternoon with some people that I have never met. They were interested in me sharing my experiences with the Maroons in Jamaica. I agreed, I went, and I had a very good reception. I didn't question their motives. After all, I could have been ridiculed, I could have been laughed at. But I did not see it that way, because one thing I have learned, no matter how educated the other person seemed to be, they don't know everything either. They are at a loss for a lot of the mysteries of life, just as I am. At the end of the little chit-chat, a man approached me and told me a little about himself, that he enjoyed hearing of my experiences. But more importantly, he proposed a scenario unrelated to the chat, because, I think, I had mentioned that I'm always intrigued by how little I know about anything. Be that as it may, here is a synopsis of his proposal. What if, he asked, a caterpillar, while sleeping, is transferred to a bag? The bag is closed with a string and then attached to the top of a crate. The crate is then transferred to an airplane, which is then in a flight over the Atlantic Ocean. Okay, forget about the grammatical errors. Here are his questions. Does the caterpillar know where it is? Does the caterpillar know of its relationship to the ocean? Does it know if it is going east or west to east? Does the caterpillar even know of its own fate, what it will become based upon its own history, and what it was meant to be? If you were the caterpillar, would you know the answers to these questions? Of course, I'm aware that the average person would not waste their time on seemingly such silly questions. But then again, the average person embraces such silly ideas as reality, and they put their fate in things that are based on no sense of purpose and no truth at all. Do you believe in something that you cannot prove? Do you consider that being silly? In driving away from our little meeting, I couldn't help but internalize all these questions. I am like that, you know. I am a fan of the late Rod Serling, and like the late Mr. Serling, I look at things from different points of view. And I wondered, and I formed the questions in terms of so-called schools of thought and organizations, and being told what and how to think. When I got home, I was mentally and physically exhausted. So, I decided to take a nap in the middle of the day. I had a dream. I had a very vivid dream. It was of a woman who, in the middle of the street, with everyone watching, was dumping down a flood drain everything that symbolized who I am. She was doing it with such venom and anger and vengeance that I woke up in a sweat. It was only then that I realized it was just a dream. What are dreams, anyway? That dream did give me an opportunity to take a good look at how I feel about others. And in going back into the past, I could not think of a single person that I hated or felt so strongly, with such anger and venom. Not a single person. That made me realize that I am making progress with my own being, my own sense of being. And I'm grateful for that. That same night I had another dream, and I must tell you that I rarely dream. In this dream there was a woman that I could never see her face. But I felt so very good about being in her presence. She wanted nothing of me. She had no desire to exploit my skills and work. She was receptive of me as a person, just as I am, and to my needs without need for any payment or rewards. Her support was real and her motives genuine. She seemed the ideal person. What are dreams anyway? I'll be honest with you. I don't know what dreams are, and I have no idea of their meanings. I leave these sort of questions to those who are more educated than I am. I only know that I trust my feelings. I have convinced myself that what I do, though seemingly of little value, has immense satisfaction to me. When I am in the company of like-minded people, though rare, gives me the feeling that we are special people with limitations, of course, while at the same time we are made aware that our potential is unlimited. As I watch these bugs, butterflies, and flowers, I'm reminded of the beauty of life and the power of the unselfish. That is, the giving ourselves and our resources without greed and needs for payments. The flowers give its beauty and fragrance without limits, and the insects reciprocate by stimulating to the max, the result of which is, of course, procreation. Even though I sometimes feel like that caterpillar in a bag over the ocean, I have not lost my faith, and my quest for like-minded people goes on. In the meantime, my camera is my undemanding, my sincere, and my trusted friend.